It all began with a stone, or so the story is told, in like countless iterations, of a stone so bright and filled with life, it could have been mistaken as the brightest star in the sky. Thus this stone was named after the feeling it spread, the Mother Crystal. You may have heard of this name in many iterations of Final Fantasy, a stone or gem so powerful it made the entirety of the star/planet for which the story is told upon. Hydaelyn, Eos, Spira, and Gaia are just a few. Coming in all shapes and sizes, the Mother Crystal has made its purpose quite clear to all: to safeguard and create life, and spread its warmth to all living things. For as the Mother Crystal is the producer of the very essence that gives us all life, so does her love for her children, from sentient to plant, to beast and animal. Hydaelyn is the mother of all, and the beginning of our story.
The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them.
From within the darkness there was a shine. That shine came forth from but a speck of matter. This matter formed to become a crystal, and over time that crystal grew. The gem then started to grow a conscious and had but one thought: life. Thus matter became real: water, earth, fire, wind, ice, and lightning. Two more attributes came to be, but unlike the other elements, these two attributes became the alignment of all life: light and darkness, harmony and malice, good and evil. Light came from Hydaelyn like flowing water, and thus spread across her new creation in vigor. Creatures of all shapes and sizes came to be, from small birds to large creatures. Land, air, water, didn't matter. This star now was teeming with life. Darkness, however, was mysteriously present, not a product of Hydaelyn, but something else, something more malicious and devoid of love. Some say it was the product of all living things, as no living creature didn't at least have a little bit of darkness within them. Others would say it came from a source so powerful that it even matched the divinity of our fair Mother Crystal. This cold intensity would be known to some as Zodiark. For where there is light, so too must there be darkness, and for as long as creation exists, the void of nothing will always persist. I just made a rhyme, I didn't even mean to. There really was no record of what happened during creation, but some say Hydaelyn created life forms that would govern nature itself. 12 mysterious beings came forth, and they were at command of all 6 elements. The elements were at their beck and call, and life respected their presence. These 12 would go on to make laws that nature itself had to follow, from plants and wild animals to sentients who would show up in the near future. These laws were made to make sure life would persist, but a certain darkness loomed over all, and it would try to corrupt nature itself. Cloaked figures soon showed up as soon as the 12 had disappeared, seemingly replaced them, and thus starting the decline of Hydaelyn. However, this story is nothing more than a myth. Bards sing of its tales, and tellers stretch the realm of belief while amusing the young. A lot of this comes from the 1.0 version of 14. I'm not sure how much of this is retained canonically, but mysteries of this nature is best left alone for now. As for the agents of Zodiark, Ashians are a mysterious group with no recorded beginning, but their ties to Zodiark is anything but a story. They persist on a mysterious path that no one has any clue of, but we'll also get to that some other time. Soon, races started to show up from what seems like out of nowhere. These races are said to be direct images of the 12 themselves, but again, this is but myth within a story that hasn't changed over the many years it has been told. These races were primitive and showed up all over the world. They were young and yet knew nothing of their purpose in life. They only knew curiosity and the wonders it gave as they discovered the land Hydaelyn had gifted them. But alas, everything is not so peachy on Hydaelyn's bosom. Bosom? Wait, those are her breasts, right? Hydaelyn had no protector. She was alone with her precious life that was still young, and survival would be tough without security. Darkness was still a threat, and new forms of life called beastmen started to walk upon her surface. In comes Midgardsormr, the ancient dragon that came from an older star far from Hydaelyn. He'd been looking for a place teeming with life to raise his unborn brood. Thus, he found Hydaelyn and made a sort of pact with the young mother.
Tiamat, Ilum, Midgard, arm for arm, kom les is for mesh in.
From these eggs did my children hatch, and once they were full grown, they took wing and spread across all the lands of Hydaelyn.
Midgardsormr would protect her most precious of resources in return of allowing him to release his brood upon her soil. Of course, with dragons being as powerful as they were, and Midgardsormr being as old and wise as he was, both all-powerful entities had nothing to lose and made their eternal covenant. Out of the 7 eggs that washed in Hydaelyn's sacred water, 5 are known to us today. Nidhogg, the evil that will soon be faced in some many eons. Hraesvelgr, the only dragon to have fallen in love with another species who was also mortal, and thereafter devoured her. Ratatoskr, a noble wandering dragon who honestly wanted to make peace with other sentient beings. However, it was her death that led to the Dragonsong War, a death wrought with betrayal by the first king of Ishgard. Tiamat, who resides in Azizla at this very moment and was one of the major players in the Dravanian War against the Allegan Empire. And finally, Bahamut, not this one, an advocate for peace and even led mortal and dragon alike against the Allegan suppression. Unfortunately, he was struck down by the Empire and drove a grieving Tiamat to summon the Elder Primal version, full of corruption and ether. They were beings that foregone history itself, and only a few know the truth of all their tales, and even though the locations of the other 2 are unknown, we still had our hands full with 5 of them and their father who sired them. Now then, we're almost done with the beginning, but there's some additional info that needs to be shared. Now, due to hymns and bards, the myth of the 12 have been an interesting topic by the scholars for some time now. The Mass would wholly believe in these 12 beings without doubt, and even associate the elements with them. The 12 themselves are a video on their own, but in short, each one holds an element of the 6, one to each god, and each god reside in a realm of their own design. One god has an element in the heavens, while the other has an element in hell, each presiding on a place of paradise and the other of damnation, making the elements a source of good and evil. Basically, making it a metaphor of people's choices. Will you use power in one way or the other? Lest not to forget that the darkness also have their agents of Zodiark, who wish for this event known as the Rejoining to happen. Plenty ponder of its meaning, and many are just too distracted by the catastrophes they cause to care, but make no mistake, whatever these Ashians touch, it usually ends up with them causing another era to end. It's as if an impending judgment is what they wish to call judgment by their deity Zodiark. Well, it does no one good to be on the threads of danger, which is why we, the Warriors of Light, are here to stop this judgment from ever happening. As the Ashians are the agents of Zodiark, we, their natural enemy, are agents of the Great Mother, Hydaelyn, and will do anything to see this world thrive with life, just as she intended to. Next time, we'll be taking a step forward in events to the very first Umbral Astral Era, and discover the first few moments of recorded history. Don't forget to bring your crystals, lore finders, because we will be surviving the calamity of winds and prosper in the age of stone and fire. I'll see you in the next chapter. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the sub button, and if you'd mind, please leave a like and share this among your friends. If you guys like this style of lore speak or storytelling, then please let me know in the comments below. And let me know also if you guys want me to touch up things in Final Fantasy XIV. I honestly was going to start from the adventure side, starting from his journey in the beginning and go all the way to the end to current for Stormblood for those World of Warcraft refugees, but that's only if they really want to. I don't know, maybe I'll do it. Let me know, like I said, in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next chapter.